do you fear of being alone? So you see, Valentine's Day is coming, and I noticed there's this thing going on, especially around single people, that some of us are afraid to be alone. And Valentine's Day definitely kind of brings up those fears of thinking, oh my gosh, the whole world is together and I'm alone. My name is Lolita Guarin. I'm a stress management expert, and welcome to my podcast From Stress to Success Blueprint. Today's episode 277, and it's February. So, the first part of this month, I'm talking about love, self love. And then I'll be talking about stress management in the relationships. So, when you really love yourself, you are not afraid of being alone. Definitely, there's very different thing when you are alone and you're feeling lonely. Because you can feel lonely in a whole room full of people. A lot of us that did not feel seen, validated, loved, and appreciated the way we are without making anything better than we are when we were children can feel very, very lonely because you're not really truly being seen, right? And feeling alone, that just shows that you're not needed. And if you don't feel like you are useful, hence you think you will not survive because you want to belong to a group. You want to be the part of something. Otherwise, you don't feel safe. So the whole notion of being alone and being lonely, all of this can be really painful for a lot of people. So how is that we fix that? You know, first of all, we need to really reframe the solitude. Being alone and being lonely, those are very different things. But let's just say you live alone or you take your time alone. We need to reframe the thinking that if someone is alone, it doesn't mean they're lonely, right? I'm sure you heard that before. But because you might kind of used to always being surrounded by people and you feel your safety depends on belonging to a group, you may be very afraid to be alone. It's like, even if I'm lonely, I have to be with a group of people. And that happens a lot when, especially with the women, I notice. Because when you are a child, like any, doesn't matter, boy or girl, it kind of grows to the point where you need to go to college and whatever. And usually men well better living by themselves or have a roommates or whatever, but the girl, at least from the environment that I grew up with, well, she's supposed to stay with the parents until she gets married, so then there is no really time when she's alone, really. And to tell you the truth, this is what happened to me. So my true living alone and really realizing who am I and what my needs are just happened just recently after I got divorced. And that was quite an experience. And now I see why people like being single. Really, that is all about how you handle that situation. Do you really think this is a good thing for you or this is a bad thing for you? So reframe it. That's the number one thing. Always, everything is working out for you. This is the time for you when you are alone and you really can truly believe in yourself, give yourself a chance. And I watched this video by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Highly recommend check him out. Pretty much he says that when a person lives by themselves and they don't have to tune in anybody else's emotions and they don't have to regulate other people's emotions, especially if you have children, um, what happens is you start regulating yourself. You start finding your own coping mechanisms. So the neurons and all of everything that's happening there that associates with traumas, and all that start healing because you're not abandoning yourself. You have the time and space to really take care of yourself. So start with that. If you feel even alone, lonely for an hour or two, or whatever that is, think of it as a good experience because this is the moment time for you to really realize who are you. This is your space to be with yourself, and it's always a good thing because how can you change anything if you don't know who you are, right? And then try getting more into solo activities, to find the joy in your own company. Depending on generation, many are comfortable in being alone, reading a book and just jogging by themselves, walking a dog, but I guess walking a dog, that's not really alone. But younger generations cannot be alone. This is very complicated because, well, if I'm not with someone, then I definitely have my phone in my hands, but then that's how I feel connected. So try to give yourself a time when you just be really alone, not connected to anyone, and just start with 5 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, and do something that you like doing that. When you finally tune in into yourself, you'll find things that you like about yourself, something that you like doing it and make yourself happy that way. Spend that time with yourself. Very useful. Very good for your self-esteem as well. And then straighten that self-connection. You can do many things that um, really will help you to dig deeper into your emotional body and listen in, and even in your own physical body, because we're just so busy and we just keep on postponing everything, and we just go 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 go, and we just do not take that possibility to really feel in what is that we like, how that make us feel, and just eating food, like, why, how about look at the colors, smell it, taste it, just what they say, smell the roses. Involve yourself into all of your five senses so you can experience that moment. You know why time is going so fast? Because you're just constantly on the go. The moment when you sit down and you say, I'm going to be with myself right now, this is time will not go that fast because you are noticing every single thing. Being in the present is very peaceful. And also, that's the moment where you can really understand who you are. And maybe you don't want to do that, but then find something that is honoring your being, honoring your time with yourself when you not abandon yourself. And even if you feel uncomfortable and you feel even ashamed that you feel uncomfortable, or you feel guilty being by yourself because you think, well, I mean, other people, I need to attend to them, whatever. Track down what that shame comes from. And it's time to eliminate it because who you are is just a beautiful thing. And you can experience yourself through experiencing yourself in any moment and drinking life. So then when you give yourself that moment or hour to really truly understand who you are, that's what the true joy of life is, I think. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. And if you need help with stress management, or you know someone who is struggling with stress, I'll be very happy to help. Go to my website, beamazingyou.com, and schedule a consultation with me.